My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the Holy Word of God of 25th January 2023. The pivot struck and about to turn. The pointer, God's grace and mercy have no boundaries. They can touch and convert anyone at any time. It requires humble receptivity and cooperation. Today we celebrate Paul's conversion. His conversion is one of the world's greatest testimonies to God's wondrous and unpredictable ways. As the angel attested to Mary at the Annunciation, nothing is impossible for God. By grace, a virgin conceives like Mary. By grace, old women bear a son like Sarah and Elizabeth. Now, by the same grace, a fierce hater and a persecutor like Saul could become an intense lover and promoter of faith and God's people. Therefore, we shall never apply conditions or impose restrictions on God's grace and action. Never try to domesticate God. All the acts of fanaticism, communal violence, and hate campaign are vivid proofs of this domestication of God's grace. It is religious arrogance. Every sort of persecution is equal to persecuting God Himself, as Jesus says to Saul, 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 why are you persecuting me? This realization should dawn on everyone, especially those who persecute others in the name of religion or fidelity to tradition and heritage. They mistakenly think and are wrongly convinced that they are pleasing God. In fact, they are only agonizing and persecuting God. Paul's conversion indicates that the guiding principle and norm of life must be not the persecution of others, but the conversion of the self. What is important is not resisting God's way and forcing others to follow wrong convictions. It is rather supporting and promoting God's way of salvation. Paul's conversion is a roadmap for genuine conversion. The description of the conversion scene suggests some essential conditions of conversion. Light shone, he fell to the ground, he heard a voice from above. Jesus' words, why are you persecuting me, reveal the truth of God's agony in the harm to others. Paul's question, what shall I do, indicates his prompt willingness to change his way of life. Paul receives a new course of action. He gets up and goes to Damascus. There he meets the holy man Ananias, who baptizes him and restores his sight. He follows what Ananias directs him to do. Ananias' words to Paul also indicate what are the real ingredients and effects of conversion. They are to know God's will, to hear the sound of His voice, and to be His witness before all. And now the orientation for our life: docility and openness to realize and change the way of life are essential for any conversion. Let us not adamantly adhere to false convictions and persecute God and others.